Welcome to, what did I call it? Slime World? Is that what I called it? Slime Country? I don't know. Whatever the fuck I said last time I played this game. Welcome back. I don't know what's going on. I mean, obviously the man's having a big spooky dream. Our boy, Harry Dubois? Was that his name? Harry Dubois? I think so. I guess we're gonna head towards the corpse and something spooky's gonna happen. I didn't know this was a sort of spooky game, to be honest. I wasn't expecting spookies, but, you know, it's... Oh, look, it's him. It's him who's hanging. But that's not what he looks like. He doesn't have the beanie. He doesn't have the rubber gloves. He doesn't have the what's this called? A mac? A policeman's raincoat? Rain slick? I don't know. There's a disco ball up there as well, so, I mean... Yeah, clearly we're having a good time here.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I remember nothing, and you damn well know that, strange voice.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Ooh. Well, I mean, I don't actually know who left who. I think it might be him who left her, honestly, because he became an alcoholic and just, like, was no longer capable of handling social interaction, but I don't know. You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone.
We are talking about his suicide? We're talking about a potential future day right now?
Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
I don't, but I'm gonna go with what I said. I left.
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick.
Sounds like a good night.
Watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I don't want to come back.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
What? No.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork, barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
And just like that, I guess it was morning. Interesting dream, that one. Didn't really get much from it. But yes, I do heal my health and morale every night. Good thing I didn't waste any recovery items prior to this. But yeah, Harry, I know you apparently didn't get any rest from that at all and had a pretty dire fucking nightmare, but, you know, that's life.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my god, what the hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
Withdrawal. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
Wait, what is speed?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor?
Okay, so it's actual speed then. Okay, fair enough.
It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war against the world.
No, I can't take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week? Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
I wonder if this is going to have an actual impact on gameplay or if it's just an optional thing. Guess we'll find out, won't we? It's not like I have a debuff or anything lowering my stats.
A mirror hangs on the wall, covered in steam. You cannot see yourself, just the outlines of a man. You have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Time to wipe the mirror.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
I don't care. I'm going to wipe the mirror.
Behold.
I have a portrait. I did it. I unlocked a portrait. I'm finally not just a melty painting man. I'm beholding. He's not that bad. I like his mutton chops. It's a good look. I don't know why his eyebrows blue, but we can accept that. Yeah. All things considered. You know, could be a lot worse. Look, he's even smiling.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
It's the face of a late-stage alcoholic.
Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
I'm not making it. The face is making itself.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
No, this is what superstars do.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Superstardom, obviously.
You should check yourself for a pulse, superstar. From here it looks like a cadaverous spasm.
Sure.
You find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive. For now.
Hmm. Oh, I could fix the faucet. That seems like a sensible thing to do. Yeah, let's give that a go.
The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
Well, that didn't go great, but I tried my best. Maybe we do this?
It belongs in the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened.
Now we're talking.
Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume Lamillion. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it. Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Anything else? Like, who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
I guess that's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Alright, I'll let the mirror be for now. It seems like we can do stuff there, though. If we can increase our interfacing skill, we can take another shot of fixing that sink. And maybe with a few other points here and there, we can perhaps dig a little deeper into ourselves. A little bit of introspection. This was the room that our good friend went into, right? I bet he's already up, right? Can't imagine he slept in later than I did. Ooh, well look who are here. Look who's shown up. Things change with merely a day in bed. Big fan. Good morning. You got something to say?
Morning.
He gives you a quick nod.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace it.
Alright, let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
We can.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
See, I am eager to investigate this further, like me personally is eager to investigate this further. But I do think that I'm getting a lot of hints that maybe like letting them stew for a bit, know that I'm here, know that I want to talk to them, but not actually do so yet might be sensible. I do want to have a word with Gart though, and our lovely cryptozoologist wife. About my bill for tonight.
Got the 20 real?
I sure do.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Don't you worry about it. I am brilliant at finding money. Hello.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
She's agitated. judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Good day, ma'am. Everything alright?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
She frowns.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
So why did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll buy it. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window toward the bay.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
I really don't know.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
You can count on it.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
Is it like Mothman or something? Because a cryptozoologist is someone who believes in like Bigfoot and shit, right? Like what do they call them? Cryptids. Yeah, cryptids. Hence the name cryptozoologist. So this extremely rare insect, the first one that comes to mind is the Mothman, right?
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here, when or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Ah yes, Phasmatodia, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
I used to have stick insects as a kid. The weirdest fucking pet in the world. Literally just like a jar of leaves with some big bugs that look like twigs in it. I don't remember what happened to them. I assume they all died. I'd imagine they're still alive now, like fucking nearly 30 years later. That was a weird memory lane tangent.
Oh yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insular Indian coast. Hence it's named the Insular Indian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
I mean, that doesn't sound particularly weird. There's nothing crypto about that. It's just a bug that, hasn't been well documented, right?
To be honest, this animal sounds like a cryptid. You wouldn't happen to be searching for some kind of gnome of Jeroma, would you?
I smell pseudoscience, he's thinking. Not a big fan of that.
It's simply elusive. So much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
Establishment. I thought so.
It doesn't sound particularly wacky, though, right? I mean, it's not something that exists in the real world, I don't think. But obviously, this isn't the real world. It's a very different reality in this game. So, is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it's stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
So what makes you think it's around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insul Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
You seem really excited about this cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insul Indian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Okay, so what's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
So, quickly tell me about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
What does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair. Usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, just in case.
I think that's all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
That's all for now, ma'am. Got ourselves a little side plot. Hello, Mrs. Gardner lady.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
You're right, Lieutenant. She did seem friendlier sitting on that corner.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
She points to the man standing in the middle of the room.
That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers. We've talked to Evar Claire. We know who these men are. The Union's militant wing.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the Union's plans?
Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Exactly what I was fucking doing, mate.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
So what's your role in all this?
Obviously, I'm a lawyer, a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients.
She's the lawyer that Everard mentioned. Interesting. Okay. I should talk to Titus then.
Hey. Psst.
Who? Me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Love has worked out really well for me. I'm a love winner.
Good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan communism. Word on the street is it's going to be 10,000 times larger than any communism previously attempted by human beings. Is that right?
How come there's a word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
That last one was brilliant. Alright, yeah, that sounds like me.
Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Yeah, I'll roll up my sleeves and start building communism.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Roll up your sleeves further and breathe in the pristine air. Don't have a slot for that right now, but one day I will build all the communism. You'll see. You'll see how much communism I can build. I suppose we're going to have any better chance at bringing this body down yet. I'm just kind of looking for things to do while I let them wait, you know what I mean?
There he still is, looking right
Ooh.
through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
That shit compressor is really fucking paying dividends. Let's do it.
As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
Step closer.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Let's look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Tell me, who are you, dead man?
The corpse is
Oh,
dead
fuck off.
silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
I deserve to pass that. Fuck off. It was 82%.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
Okay.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
I mean, we don't really need to investigate this body. We know who it is. We know, in a general sense, who killed him. Just get him down.
We should have a look at that belt before we even consider taking him down. It looks worrisome.
Alright, if you insist.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is the reinforced kind, for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How do they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
He points to the buckle, tying the belt to the branch above. They climb up the kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
He makes a pulling motion.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
So we're assuming dock workers from the harbour did it, which we don't really need to assume because we know for a fact.
Yes. The debrief we got from the Wild Pines representative appears to be solid too. A lynching is what this looks like. Our internal RCM brief said the same.
And you know, Evrart admitted that Titus and his crew did it.
By the way, when you get a chance, perhaps you should ask me to share the RCM brief with you. I'm pretty sure you've forgotten it.
Okay, I'll back off.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
Okay, we've looked at the belt. Now how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's down.
We've been thorough. Do you have a plan for getting him down?
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
We could saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah, seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Can't someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
Yeah, exactly. Call the police.
Someone already did. You know who came? We did. Because we have made bad life decisions. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
Maybe we could ask for help from the harbour.
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
I don't really know what other options there are. But what else can we do?
Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there...
They can get him down too.
Okay, Let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way.
Good job, we already found a way in with the harbour.
Hooray for us.
Let's get to it then. Right, I want another slot, please. Because I want to study Mazovian socio-economics, which is going to fuck my visual calculus for a bit, but I want to see what we can do if we have internalized a little bit of communism. I feel like that's going to give us a lot of ins with the incredibly communist people around here. Oh, he's squatting instead of throwing rocks now. You changed your no, you're throwing rocks again. Okay. I don't want to talk to that kid. I do not want to talk to him at all. Not if I can help it. What else can we do then? There's a lady up there. How did you get up there? How did you do that? Oh, none of my business, I guess. Let's go have another speak with some of the other denizens of the city. Hey, who might you be? You're new. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing the books. A good one?
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Have a good day.
This was a tremendously useful interlude.
Shut up, Kim. I'm learning. You memorize the title, Loose 87, Radio City. Seems important. Do I have another point to spend? Did I level up twice? I mean, clearly not. I don't know why that was pinging at me. Bad code. Come on, Disco Elysium, you can do better. I spent my points in more interesting manners. Well, oh, what's that? What's that thing? Looks like there was some construction here once, decades ago. Okay. Yo!
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Seems weird to start the conversation with the words "by the way," but I've talked to Everard Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I can do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable.
Of course. He must have his practical uses. How else could he have kept his position all these years? Or wait, actually, he could have kept it with corruption. Fantastic, Worm-like corruption that reaches into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods in agreement with herself.
The RCM does not pick sides in this, madame. I hope it doesn't come off any other way.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Worm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
I mean, Everard literally said I could come to her and talk about it, so...
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
He asked me to deliver an envelope.
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it?
To a nameless settlement down the coast, nearby.
Ah, yes. I've been meaning to go there.
She looks over the bay.
With longing. Clear and simple longing. Strange. Why does she want to go there?
You're quite fond of this village, aren't you?
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another.
So you've been to Martinez before?
Yes,
I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not.
Sounds like you missed those times.
Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Azon with our shiny boats. Like reavers. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in '08. Imagine.
So he told me he wants to build a youth centre here, for the children of Martinez.
A youth centre with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it.
Her eyes run with the water, remorsefully.
Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him.
Why are you so against a youth centre, man? What? what's the deal? Does she think it's going to be like an indoctrination thing or something? I mean, I don't know. Stuff to help the kids seems pretty good regardless. So you said you can't blah the place.
I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information?
I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
I think that's all for now. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I don't particularly want to tell her that, you know, I've got her arch nemesis out looking for my gun for me. Or, in fact, that he already has it. I think any of that information will be a bit of an issue. This is the wrong balcony. There's another balcony over here, isn't there? I want to go up and speak to our good friend upstairs. She's still just sort of hanging out.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
So, don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
Cool, I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy.
By which
It's
I
what
mean,
you-
catch you later. Interesting, interesting. I'm wondering if we can maybe get more out of the mercenary man. We've not spoken to him since we've spoken to Claire. And I know he wasn't super keen on talking to us last time we spoke, but it's possible that he will have come round overnight, you know, maybe have a few more words for us. I know we do have a bunch of other things to be getting on with, but I'm just sort of getting a feel for day 2 at the moment, you know. Just seeing what people have to say, what's changed in the city overnight. Like this man, you've changed in the city overnight. Shit ain't nothing to me. The bull players are still playing with their bulls. I don't know how we're going to get one of them back, honestly. The one that went missing. Oh, hold up. Hang on. Wait a second. There's a thing.
Snow covers the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. The white colours nearly meld together.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed
Do
to...
something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Canema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, Rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox. The Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
Won't it roll over in the first sharp corner?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power plant.
Oh, turn my attention to the motor carriage itself,
Even
I think.
at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kanema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
Machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
A fine machine.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
He's a car boy. Okay. What's it packing there?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
That's what? A 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
The lieutenant is trying to suppress a smug smile. Unsuccessfully. Okay, let's move. Hey bud, are we cool again?
Oh look, it's the cop who turned me into a...
Okay, I guess we're not cool. You needed to get a few words out, that was enough. Don't need to talk to you anymore. Hello. Hello, not comrade.
Right to work! Right to
Nothing new from you either, eh? Wow. Okay. I guess that about rounds up my first cursory examination of the city on day 2. I guess we need to go talk to the union workers. I was thinking maybe we'd wrap up here and do it next time, but you know what? Fuck it. We'll do it now. We'll go for it. Titus, my boy.
This is where you say your bed.
Broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can. There we go. Didn't want to let me continue for a second.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp no. He's leaving it to you. I'm not going to say anything yet.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
I'm just going to cross my arms.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
The little guy looks at his mates in disbelief.
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
The lieutenant turns to the broad-shouldered man at the end of the table. Ooh, first we need to talk about your attitude.
Wow. The RCM sent us some big dick cops.
Very big dick.
Real big dick cops. Look at them. Reckless. Swinging in the wind.
Yeah, look at the big dick on that cop. Can't tell a dick that big what to do.
At least these guys get it. They're respecting me, yeah.
Must be something in the water in Jamrock.
He says thoughtfully.
Yeah, gave him real nice big dicks.
Is this going to turn into a big gay orgy? Because I'm not against that.
Yeah. Anyways.
He wraps it up.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
I know.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
Scanny.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian. In his late 30s, early 40s. And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40.
That's only 4 of them and there's 7 men here, but okay.
The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
Where?
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important.
No, if he's got a plectrum, then he's cool. I like him.
Let's call this one the musician.
Yeah, he's gonna go strum some chords for me. I like him. And the little guy?
Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy, boot size 46, deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
One of them is absent. The odd soul. The lady van driver.
Exactly. The missing lady driver who was running the drug trade. Does it mean the Hardy Boys are involved in the drug trade as well?
Not necessarily. The lady driver could have kept the drug trade secret.
Maybe. But hey, you've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Now is a good time to hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
Titus is staring at you with his head tilted. The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
So, you're not just here to swing your big dick. You're here for the pretty boy. A real looker, that one. Stinks like shit, too.
They couldn't get him down, boss. He's still up there, stinking up the place.
Small guy smirks.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why are your boot prints all over the scene?
You mean these boots?
He raises a worker boot. Size 46. Steel reinforced toe. Yeah.
We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took the pretty boy out back and hung him by the neck. Yeah, we did this. Together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why our prints are all over the scene.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
But there's a catch.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Okay, so why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, and that's it?
And he stepped out of line.
He repeats, jaw clamped shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade, right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Right, but what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wiped spittle from his mouth.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
The lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, raped, as you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot.
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
So why don't I just arrest you?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
His mean little eyes come alive with hatred.
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Easy now, let's just talk.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
So who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of a smirk passes her lips and she tilts her head.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than the others.
That's for the courts in Les Jardins to decide. Not for the officer making an arrest. Which we all know you won't be. What you can do right now is go back to your station and write a report.
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened that night.
So you murdered him just like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
He says it as if it's worse than dying. Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone I've sent behind bars.
Doesn't remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
So what are we going to do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Well, I'm going to take off now. But I'll be back. Don't you worry. I just have been recording for an hour, so I'm going to stop. Probably more Hardy Boy investigations next time, honestly. But we'll see, eh? And I'll see you. Bye.